Hello, everyone. It's that time again. Time for another. This is Commentary with Ozzy Rose. Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Ozzy Rose. I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday today. As you know, for me, I usually don't complain much. No complaints. Didn't get to go strutting, but because of the rain, but no complaints. The topic for this commentary segment is depression. That's right, depression. The reason why I came up with this idea, when I hit on TikTok to go to record this on here, the first thing I seen was somebody had posted depression at the bottom, and they were talking about how sitting in their room at night in silence and stuff like that. And I could relate to that because when my wife died, as soon as we buried her, had her funeral and buried her, I succumbed to my bedroom. My mother had moved in with me. I lived in Southwest Oklahoma. She moved in with me from Northeast Arkansas. And I just could not, I just gave up. I just could not face her. I couldn't face the world, wasn't going to. During the day, my curtains were closed to my bedroom windows. It was dark in there, and it was even darker at night. No lights on. I come out of my bedroom once a day, every day, just slap a bologna and cheese sandwich together and grab one can of Coke, and that's what I existed on. I didn't bathe, shave, or nothing for 3.5, close to 4 months. My mom, like I said, would come to my door every day and beg me to come out, and I'd tell her I can't because I could not. Little did I know, I didn't know at the time, of course I had manic depression. I didn't know that. You know, I didn't find out about that till about 2.5 years ago. But at the same time, I didn't know I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Finally, my uncle, 2.5 months before that, from suicide, watching her in the hospital for 2 weeks. I watched her go into REM, which is rapid eye movement underneath the eyelids in REM sleep. Watched her on what back then they called life support. And back then, it was a tube about that big around that was in your mouth all the way down into your lungs. And I watched her for 2 weeks being brain dead, knowing she was going to die. But I did not know at the time I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder either. The minute she died, I could no longer sleep. I just really couldn't function. I was totally wired, couldn't sleep. I had my doctor prescribe me some very strong sleeping pills. I still couldn't sleep. I could not eat anymore. I was a total clusterfuck. I mean, I was just really in bad fucking shape, physically as well as mentally. I weighed 365 pounds at the time. Within about a two-month period, something like that 2-month period, I got down to 135, I think it was, pounds. Like I said, I didn't bathe, didn't shave for 3.5, close to 4 months. Slapped that sandwich together, had a Coca-Cola once a day, every day. That was it, and I had to force that down. I just wanted to die because of everything that was going on with me, physically, mentally, emotionally. I just did not want to live anymore. You know, who would want to live like that when you think about it? Who would? Talking about being fucking miserable. You know, I was just totally miserable, and I wouldn't have wished that on nobody. Not a child molester, not anybody. And I stayed that way for nearly 30 years. Now, it is true, 5 years, that's all I could eat. Then finally, a friend suggested smoking pot. I started smoking pot, started getting my hunger back a little bit, and then finally when I got it back really good, then I tapered off the pot and quit the pot. And then many years down the road, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, a severe case of obsessive-compulsive disorder, because I didn't know I had that either. And then about 2.5 years ago, close to 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with manic depression. Today, they call it bipolar. But when you're in that kind of depression, and it's affecting you physically too, and to where the body is just not functioning anymore, who would want to live like that? I don't think anybody would. Now, it's a totally different story with me today. It's like a total transformation today. But I say this to people all the time. I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich, middle class, or poor you are. Everybody hurts. Sometimes, at least. You're going to lose key people in your life through death. And y'all know that. That's a natural part of life. But there's going to be at least one or two of those that you think you're not going to be able to live without. I was one of them that thought that. I just was not going to make it, you know. But I did, and you will too. You think you don't want to, you know, but you will. Now, there's an old saying that goes, what don't kill you can make you stronger. I don't know if that was necessarily the case with me, to be honest with you. I don't know that. I really can't answer that. I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. Everybody today, eventually, if you don't have it now, you will have post-traumatic stress disorder sometime in your lifetime. And when you have that, you have many symptoms. You don't just suffer from one or two things. You know, you either don't eat enough or you eat too much. Either you get too much sleep or you don't. You'll feel like I did. You'll feel like you're a damn yo-yo. And that's what I felt like. I felt like a damn yo-yo. You know, and depression today, even if you have normal, what I call normal depression, like say after a loved one passes, and you go through the mourning process and then you recover and you move on, they still consider that a mental illness today. You know, so it is what it is, folks. It's just like the REM song too, Everybody Hurts, because everybody does. You know, I don't care how macho of a man you think you are. There's no man today that can tell me, well, you know, I don't hurt. Yeah, you do. You hurt when your mother died. I would tell you that, you know, which is true. You know, there's nothing wrong with crying, nothing wrong at all. I tell people all the time, I think I cried enough tears in life to start a creek up, you know. But depression is a real buzzkill. Everybody goes through depression, even if they don't have bipolar, per se. You're going to have depression at some point in your life. You know, I think today it's all in how we recover from things like depression and we keep moving forward. I think that's what defines us. Depression kept me down for nearly 30 years. I mean, altogether, really 50 years. But, you know, because I started having a depression really bad when I was 6, 7 years old. And I lived a high middle class life until I was 9.5. Then when 9.5 hit, it was dirt poor, you know. So I started suffering from depression at a very, very early age. And a lot of people do. A lot of kids do today. You know, I wasn't the only one. I won't be the last one, you know. But like the Jimi Hendrix song, Manic Depression, I know what I want, but I just don't know. You'll be like that if you have like bipolar depression. Now, it is true with me. I may have a manic episode, and it's a slight manic episode about once a month now. And I recognize it when I'm having one. Either I'm a little bit mad or I'm a little bit sad, but it's just a little bit. Nothing bad. But once I hit these streets behind me strutting, and I don't make no decisions that day and keep doing what I normally do, by the next day it passes. My therapist, I told her that. She goes, that's strange that it passes by the next day. I said, it does. But I was diagnosed from a different therapist 2.5 years ago, going on close to 3, that he said, you got manic depression, Ozzy, but you're light on the manic and you're light on the depression. I said, well, that's good. But I said, that depression kicked my fucking ass for 50 straight years. I said, it doesn't today, I told him. I said, but it did, you know, and it did. I relied on everything to take care of my mental problems for me. Meds didn't work. Therapy didn't work. Nothing. Everything that I do today works, though. Staying busy, staying focused, strutting, doing everything I do in a day and at night with my live show. You got to find your notch. Of course, I'm an addict. That's what I tell other fellow addicts. You got to find your notch, meaning you got to find what gives you your natural highs, and that's what you go with, and that's what you do. I'm not saying depression can't come back to me again. It can. But if it does, I'm going to damn sure do something about it. Because only I can fix my problems. Nobody else can. That's going to be about a wrap for this. And if your depression suffers today, and I know there's millions and millions out there, I hope that you can find help for that and live a happy, happy life. Until the next commentary segment, I'm the strutting man, Mr. Ozzy Neil Rose, saying God bless you all. Have a great night tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. So long for now.